Welcome back. It's Melanie, your She Shed Scrapper. So today I am back with this one-page layout following along with the Cherry on Top Weekly Sketch Challenge, and I am using the new My Life 365 collection from Bella Blvd. So I am going to be using the February papers. I kind of thought I would start the month with January, but the sketch just inspired me to do a Valentine's layout. So that's what we are going to do. There will be, I know, at least one January layout coming up this month sometime. That one actually has since been completed. It just is not up on the channel yet. So I am using the red heart paper as a border. I trimmed down my white paper a little bit extra, I believe, because I did want those hearts to kind of show. If you didn't watch this kind of how I prepare my month video that was up on my channel on Monday, I believe, I kind of sketched out a different layout with this collection. And so I kind of had that in mind when I used the papers. I wanted that red heart paper to kind of be a major component, I guess, of that layout. And so I had that in mind as I'm creating this. I used black cardstock for my circle, and I did stitch around it. That I actually did a how-to video that was posted on my channel yesterday. So lots of new content this week. So definitely, if you missed something, go back and check it out. I would appreciate that. So I did go ahead and stitch around the outside of that circle with a light pink. I double matted my photo here with white and then a red. This is my oldest. Last year for Valentine's Day, or week, I guess, I took each of them out for a meal. And so we went to Five Guys, and then him and I went to a high school basketball game because that's just, I don't know, something we both enjoy. And so I want to make sure I have a place to document that. So I decided to stitch on the white paper around the outside of the black paper. So I went ahead and poked my holes all the way around the circle and decided to use red on the white. I kind of figured the red on the white would show up really nicely, and then the light pink on the black would show up better as well. So that's why we kind of chose what we chose. I did just use 3 strands of the 6-strand thread. Again, if you are wondering how to stitch, I guess, I am just new and only really do the back stitch. So that's what yesterday's video was, again, if you're interested. And then I did link down below that video all of the different tools that I use. So I am going to pop up this circle up on foam tape. I am actually just loving this layout. I'm so thankful for this sketch because I think I don't think I had an idea for 2 February layouts. I think I sketched one and then just kept the other one open. And so I was excited to be able to kind of dig into February and use some of these elements here. So my title is going to be the XO. You kind of saw that I placed that up at the top before. So we are going to use that as my title at the top, and kind of then really have most of the embellishments kind of going around my photo on the bottom. I did decide to kind of stagger the XOXO just to, I don't know, spice it up a little bit, I guess. So once I do this, I did bring in a tag. Ooh, I think from Felicity Jane. I think there's a tag kind of pack that I have been using here recently that has kind of the protector. So It was pink and grid, and I figured that would be great to journal on. So I am going to kind of tuck it under the photo, make sure that I kind of leave a pocket for that to slide in and out. I don't know that I need everybody to read the journaling, but at least it'll be there for the future. I wanted to also then incorporate some of these kind of border strips here, just other patterns, bring those in. And so I did choose the black and polka dot paper just to kind of go be another element at the bottom. I probably should have just cut them together because then I used the one that was directly on top of it, the hearts. I'm going to cut that and add that as another element there. Again, trying to kind of, I don't think hoard is the right word, but keep enough of the pattern papers for the other layout I want to do for the month. So my goal is to at least get 2 layouts out of each of the month of this collection. And I think it is going to be a challenge because there are only 2 papers per month. Plenty of embellishments and titles because I did buy both the titles and the embellishment pack. So I'm not really concerned about maybe the embellishments, but it's the actual pattern papers. I've seen kind of, I think the Bella Blvd design team, and I kind of wish I had some, and it's kind of in my shopping cart, my wish list, I guess, but like the Bella Besties, where it's the same colors of the collection, but subtle patterns. And I just think that would help help you get more out of these 2 pieces of pattern paper, if that makes sense. But again, I don't have those yet. They're on my wish list, but you know, I can't justify it quite yet. So with having the circle popped up on foam tape, I did have to kind of pop the ends of the papers here up on foam tape as well. But once that is on there, I like how that just brings some pattern down the page, and different colors, elements, that kind of thing. Kind of helps maybe anchor that photo down there as well. So now is where I am going to, well, I did tape, and you could probably see I taped just on the right-hand side of the photo, and then I'm going to end up adding some foam tape, I guess on like the left-hand side and the bottom, making sure, again, to leave kind of a pocket behind the photo for my journaling tag. I did go ahead before I started this layout and kind of had an idea of what embellishments I wanted to use. So if it seems like embellishing came together so quickly, it's because I kind of knew and kind of had sketched out which embellishments I wanted to use for this one and kind of where. Again, I have to make sure that I leave enough for a second layout. So the other layout I plan to do for February, or, you know, the February papers, same idea with the date, but with my younger son. That's just going to be a one picture layout as well. So that one I do have sketched. Again, if you missed it, I sketched out a couple of layouts. That video was up on Monday. And I'll try to link the different videos from this week up above if you are interested in watching those. So I did pull out a couple of flares from Scrap and Happy Studio. I had one mini epoxy one of a pink heart. That was all that was left in that package, and so I made sure to use that one. And so that's up in kind of the middle left cluster there. And then I had a canvas one that said my heart, and I thought that was absolutely perfect. So I placed that one, down with that like air balloon down on the bottom right to make that more into a cluster. All right, here's where I really got brave and don't think I would do this again. I just decided to stitch on the X's. They already had dots in them, and so I just poked through each of those dots with my piercing tool. However, they are super tiny. One thing I was very glad about, I decided instead of using 3 strands, I only used 2 strands of this black. And I think that helped a lot. Another thing I think I wish I would have done is maybe skipped every other dot. Spaced them out a little bit because it was very, very challenging to get this all through. And then another challenge that I had with this is that I use washi tape on the back side. And so what I ended up doing was adding just a small piece of washi tape, letting it overhang until I was all done. And then I went back and just trimmed it with some scissors. So hopefully the thread stays. But you can kind of see it's just kind of tedious. I did not enjoy this, quite honestly, but once I did the one, I figured I had to do the second X, and so we did it. And it doesn't look awful, thank goodness. Nor did I rip it or bend it too bad, but that was a challenge. So if that is something that you are thinking about doing, maybe do every other. Maybe you have a smaller piercing tool than I have, or needle. That was the other thing. My needle might have been too large. I'm assuming, I guess, because I don't know much about stitching, but I'm assuming they have like smaller needles. So just a couple of things if you are going to stitch on those X's that I kind of figured out the hard way, or wish I would have done differently. So I had actually gone through, I had brought in Bella Blvd, is it Let's Travel? I don't know, their travel collection. And I don't have much left, but I have chipboard, and they had some hearts, and they were red, and so I figured that was just perfect. So I did not buy the chipboard or the sticker sheet for this collection. I was just trying to do better about buying things, and so that is one thing I didn't buy. But by going back through the chipboard, I did find those 2 chipboard hearts at the top there. So I am going to end up adding those to the top. I think I do, add my own tape. That is one thing I've noticed with like chipboard. It is hard. It doesn't keep its stickiness, I guess, as well. And so I do end up adding my own adhesive to it. These little white hearts from Freckled Fawn lost their stickiness as well, and so I ended up using liquid glue because they are so tiny. So I did kind of add those to each of the clusters, and I want to say we're just about done with the layout. I don't know. I am really happy with how this one turned out. I really like this one. So if you have not checked out the A Cherry on Top sketch challenge yet, definitely do so. It is very inspiring. You get free cherry points as well, so you might as well submit your layouts to that. But I will link the Life 365 collection down below if you are interested in it. And I hope you guys enjoyed this layout, and we will see you next time. Bye, guys.